sixth graders. This video is on dividing facts. We are still in our Unit 1 decimals unit. So make sure you label your page with this as your title, right here. Our learning target is being able to divide multi-digit numbers. Remember, multi-digit is more than one digit, and 0 to 9 as the digits. So, like 23, 105, 1,000, things like that. What is happening when we divide numbers? So when we multiply numbers, multi-digit numbers, we know that our answer is going to be bigger. When we divide numbers, we're taking a number and we're dividing it into groups, then we know that our answer is going to be smaller. So if you look here, dividing is just repeated subtraction. Remember, multiplying is repeated addition, dividing is repeated subtraction. If we have 15 divided by 3, we know that we can start at 15, subtract 3, that's one group of 3, subtract another group of 3, another group of 3, another group of 3, another group of 3. So we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. As we know, it's not always doable to sit and do repeated subtraction, especially when we have larger numbers like this. So again, you might have a different strategy than me to do your long division, but this is the strategy that I'm going to show you. I encourage you to try it. And then if you need to do your own strategy, that is totally fine. So we have 356 divided by 4. So I know my answer is going to be smaller than 356, obviously. My answer is, 356 I know is kind of close to 400. And I know 400 divided by 4 would be 100. But 356 is smaller than 4, so I know my answer is going to be 356 is smaller than 400, so I know my answer is going to be less than 100. So you always want to make sure you check for reasonableness and understand even what the problem is asking you. So I first asked myself, does 4 go into 3? And no, I can't get 4 into 3. So then I asked myself, does 4 go into 35? And I know that 4 can go into 35 8 times. So, I'm going to put my 8 right on top of the 5 because that's how many numbers I had to go into. And then I do 8 times 4 is 32. I line it up right underneath the 35, nice and neat. 35 minus 32 is 3. Pull down my 6. 4 goes into 36 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36 with a remainder of 0. If we look at 3,825 divided by 9, we always say the number inside the box divided by the number outside the box. So 3,825 divided by 9. 9 cannot go into 3. 9 can go into 38 4 times. I put the 4 right above the 8, so it's nice and neat and organized. 4 times 9 is 36. 38 minus 36 is 2. 9 can't go into 2. I drop down my 2. By the way, if 9 could go into this 2, then I know that I didn't put enough up here and that my number should have been higher right here. So this number should never be able to go into the number that you subtract. So 9 goes into 22 2 times. 2 times 9 is 18. 22 minus 18 is 4. Bring down my 5. 5. 9 goes into 45 5 times. 5 times 9 is 45. And then I get 0. Pause me and try 648 divided by 12 on your own, and then come back and recheck. So I know that 12 cannot go into 6. I know it can go into 64 5 times. 5 goes above the 4 because I had to go out to 64. 5 times 12 is 60. 64 minus 60 is 4. Bring down the 8. 12 goes into 48 4 times. 4 times 12 is 48. Subtract and you get 0. All right, so I would like you to copy this chart down with all of these steps in your notebook and put a box or a circle or a little cloud thing around it. But basically what we're doing is we are dividing. So I'm taking, if we look at this problem right here, 1,856 divided by 32. We're dividing the numbers one by one into the dividend or the number that we're dividing by. And then so 32 can't go into 1 or 18. I know that 32 can go into 185 5 times. And that's not something I would know off the top of my head. So then I just kind of have to guess. So I know that I can count by 30s. So I know 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 is 5 times. So then I could start up here and I could do 32 times 5. So 10, 11 is 160. And I know if I add another 32, I would be at 192. So that means it has to be 5. So now I already know what it multiplies out to. 5 times 32 is 160. So that was my multiplication. So first we divided, then I multiplied. Now I'm subtracting. 185 minus 160 is 15. Drop down the next digit, 156, and then repeat. So how many times does 32 go into 156? Let's see. 185 minus 160 should be 100. So I know that 32 times 5 is, oh, sorry. I knew I had a mistake. This should be 185 minus 160 is 25. 256. So then I know that I could do 32 has to be a lot more than 5. So I'm going to try 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 28, that's too much. So I'm guessing it's 8. 8 times 32. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. So 256. And then we have 0. Okay, and then last one. Try this one on your own and then come back and check your answer. So 19,092 divided by 74. So I know that 74 can't go in 1 or 19 or 190. I know that 74 can go into 190 2 times. 2 times 74 is 148. And then 190 minus 148. So I could just subtract that right here. 10 minus 8 is 2. 8 minus 4 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. 74 can't go into 42, so remember I bring my next digit down. 429, and I know that 74 can go into that 5 times. That's going to go right above my 9. 5 times 74 is 370. 429 minus 370, so 9 minus 0 is 9. Carry that all over. 12 minus 7 is 5. Bring down my 2. 74 goes into 592 8 times. 74 times 8 is 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 7 is 56 plus 3 is 59. So 592 is 0. Okay, that is all I have for you. Make sure that you finish up your notes and your notebook and get it into your backpack. Bring it to class tomorrow, and we will do more problems like this to refresh your memory. Have a good night.